The casting process for the 1954 movie Them was meticulous and thorough. Each key actor was chosen after intense auditions and chemistry tests. James Whitmore was selected for his role as Sergeant Ben Peterson due to his commanding presence and ability to convey both authority and vulnerability. Joan Weldon won the role of Dr. Pat Medford with her strong and compassionate portrayal during auditions. Additionally, Edmund Gwenn was chosen for his role as Dr. Harold Medford, based on his nuanced performance that captured the character's intelligence and empathy. The chemistry between the main actors during auditions solidified their roles in the film, showcasing their ability to work together seamlessly on screen. The directorial vision behind the 1954 movie Them was to create a thrilling and suspenseful giant insect monster film. The director aimed to bring the story to life by integrating elements of science fiction with horror, building tension through a combination of visual effects and sound design. The creative influences for this classic included the fear of atomic energy and its potential consequences, which was a prevalent theme in 1950s cinema. The director's style involved using dynamic camera angles and lighting to enhance the sense of fear and mystery surrounding the giant ants. In collaborating with the cast and crew, the director emphasized the importance of authentic performances to convey the terror of facing colossal mutated insects. The actors were guided to react realistically to the imagined creatures, adding to the overall sense of impending doom. The special effects team worked closely with the director to bring the giant ants to life on screen, utilizing a combination of miniatures and practical effects to create convincing and memorable scenes of destruction. Overall, the directorial approach to Them involved crafting a gripping and visually striking film that played on the audience's fears of the unknown and the perils of the atomic age. In 1954, the movie Them introduced giant ants to the big screen. Stay tuned for some funny, shocking, and sad facts about this classic film. Have you ever been impacted by watching them? What lesser-known facts about the movie fascinate you? Share your cherished memories or experiences related to this film in the comments below. During the production of the 1954 movie Them, the set design focused on creating realistic and detailed urban and desert locations to enhance the narrative. Logistical challenges arose while filming in these varied environments, requiring careful coordination and planning for each scene. Innovative techniques such as special effects using miniatures and clever camera angles were employed to bring the giant ants to life in a convincing manner. Location shooting in real desert settings added authenticity to the film, despite the difficulties it presented. The use of sound effects and music also played a crucial role in enhancing the suspense and tension of the movie. Overall, Them successfully combined effective set design, innovative techniques, and challenging filming locations to create a memorable and thrilling classic of science fiction cinema. Science. The film presents a gripping narrative centered around the emergence of giant ants in the New Mexico desert, a result of atomic testing. As scientists and military personnel scramble to understand the situation, the story unfolds with a mix of suspense and scientific inquiry. The characters, including a dedicated entomologist and a determined police officer, work together to confront the terrifying threat posed by these mutated creatures. The film explores themes of human error, the consequences of scientific experimentation, and the fear of the unknown. The special effects, while reflective of the era, effectively convey the horror of the situation, making the ants a memorable symbol of nature's retaliation against human folly. The tension builds as the characters race against time to find a solution, leading to a climactic showdown that highlights both bravery and ingenuity. This classic remains a significant part of science fiction history, illustrating the anxieties of its time while still resonating with audiences today. The musical score and soundtrack of the 1954 movie Them were carefully crafted to enhance the narrative and emotional tone of the film. Composers Leonard Rosenman and Bronislaw Kaper worked together to create a chilling and suspenseful atmosphere through their music. Rosamund's use of eerie, otherworldly sounds and discordant melodies added a sense of fear and impending danger to the movie, while Kaper's more traditional orchestral pieces helped to build tension and drama. Musicians such as renowned jazz drummer Shelly Manne also contributed to the soundtrack, bringing a dynamic and intense energy to key scenes. The combination of these elements served to elevate the on-screen action and deepen the audience's connection to the story, making the music an integral part of the overall viewing experience. A two-star general flew the B-25 H.A. Mitchell bomber carrying the doctors Medford. The aircraft, registered as 9203, was used in Catch-22 as a camera plane. Paul Mance, a famous Hollywood stunt pilot, was likely the pilot in the opening scene, but tragically died filming the flight of the Phoenix. Olin Howland, the man singing "Make Me a Sergeant," also starred in The Blob. Alan Crotty is held in a psychopathic hospital, which should read as a psychiatric hospital. He doesn't appear dangerous. One of the most iconic scenes in the movie, then, is when the giant ants are first revealed to the characters and the audience. The tension builds as the characters explore the abandoned desert landscape before coming face to face with the massive insects. The direction effectively builds suspense, with the cinematography highlighting the scale and danger of the creatures. The actors' performances convey fear and disbelief, drawing the audience into the chaos on screen. Filmmakers and actors have praised this scene for its groundbreaking special effects and impactful storytelling. It remains a standout moment that leaves a lasting impression on viewers. In 1954, Leonard Nimoy and William Shallard had minor roles in the film. 13 years later, they starred in a well-known Star Trek episode. Walt Disney viewed the movie with interest in casting James Arness. However, he was so impressed by Fess Parker that he chose him instead. When the film premiered in Sweden, it bore the curious title The Spiders. The movie, then, released in 1954, had a significant cultural and social impact. Audiences were captivated by its portrayal of giant ants wreaking havoc and the suspenseful storyline. It influenced pop culture by popularizing giant monster movies and sparking interest in science fiction themes. The film also contributed to discussions on relevant social and cultural themes such as atomic anxiety, reflecting the fears of nuclear warfare prevalent during the Cold War era. They resonated with audiences by tapping into their fears and providing a thrilling yet thought-provoking experience, making it a memorable classic that continues to be relevant today. In the movie, then, Peterson requests Blackburn to bring fingerprint and moulage equipment at the trailer, where moulage is used to capture the ant track in the sand. Alongside James Arness, the cast features actors who later gained fame in popular TV shows: Fess Parker, William Shallard, Leonard Nimoy, Dick York, and John Beradino. Despite the fast pace of the film, Jensen had been in the alcohol ward for 5 months before, indicating a longer timeline for the story's development. Them received positive critical reception upon its release in 1954. Critics praised the movie for its thrilling storyline, special effects, and suspenseful atmosphere. Audiences were captivated by the giant ant rampage and the tension throughout the film. Them was a commercial success and also garnered recognition in the form of awards. The movie received a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Special Effects, highlighting the innovative visual elements that contributed to its appeal. These accolades served as a testament to the hard work and creativity of the cast and crew involved in bringing this classic monster movie to life on the silver screen. During 1954, the movie became Warner Brothers' top earner, popular as a date option at outdoor cinemas. While it heavily relies on effects, no effects staff are listed in the credits. In 1974, Sweden altered the title to They're Coming for TV Viewers. This provided an intriguing twist for audiences. During the making of the movie, one interesting behind-the-scenes anecdote is that the massive ants in the film were created using a combination of live ants filmed on miniature sets and large mechanical ant models. The actors had to react to props that stood in for the menacing creatures, sometimes requiring imaginative acting to convey the sense of fear and urgency. Additionally, the desert scenes were filmed in rocky locations that posed challenges for both the cast and crew. Despite the difficulties, the sense of camaraderie among the team members helped create a memorable and thrilling classic movie experience. In a couple of scenes, a character is seen examining non-U.S. currency on the ground, as it was prohibited to display real U.S. money on screen during the 1950s. The legal requirements for depicting US currency in media were later updated by the Counterfeit Detection Act of 1992. Historian Fred Reed has detailed this in his book. At around 20 minutes into the film, the initial giant ant makes its appearance. Characters Sergeant Ben Peterson and Robert Graham combat the giant ants using various weapons while wearing military attire, despite not being actual soldiers. Whitmore and Arness had previously acted together as soldiers in Battleground. The movie, then, has left a lasting legacy in film history. This classic 1954 film, featuring giant ants terrorizing mankind, set a standard for the monster genre. Its impact on future filmmaking can be seen in the way it blended science fiction with horror, creating a thrilling experience for audiences. Them inspired other monster movies and creature features that followed, influencing how filmmakers approach storytelling and special effects in the genre. Its significance lies in how it captured the fears and anxieties of its time, resonating with audiences and paving the way for more monster movie classics. Remains a standout example of how a film can endure and shape the course of cinema history. Leonard Nimoy, known for his later role as Spock in Star Trek, makes a brief appearance as an Army staff sergeant in them. Scenes depict chaotic Army trucks speeding through the city after martial law is declared. One scene showcases a movie marquee advertising 3 sailors and a girl. The movie doesn't clarify how the giant ants feed, whether in the desert or the Los Angeles storm drains. No missing persons or livestock are reported in the desert, and in Los Angeles, the only feeding reference is to missing sugar in the rail yard, raising questions about how the ants sustain themselves unnoticed. Them leaves audiences pondering the creature's feeding habits. Dr. Medford suggested gassing the New Mexico nest during the day as the ants would be inside, but in Los Angeles, the operation occurred at night, contradictory to the ants' behavior. Jensen observed the ants at night despite this. Fess Barker discusses his career beginnings and the movie Them in a book by Tom Weaver. Concerning the SS Viking incident, the USS Milwaukee was not in commission during the film's production, with the last ship of that name decommissioned in 1949. The next Milwaukee ship was an oiler in service from 1969 to 1994. It was later awaiting disposal in Fort Eustis, Viat Bay. Filmed in black and white due to a last-minute budget cut, this classic features a red title against a monochrome backdrop. James Arness stars in it, and his brother takes the lead in a similar film. Olin Howland appears in 2 1950s sci-fi classics, showcasing his diverse talent. The movie finds its place in the realm of timeless science fiction. After the helicopter reconnaissance, an Army officer examines 3D slides taken by Dr. Patricia Medford, with product placements cleverly placed for a potential 3D format. The Los Angeles River areas depicted in them resemble today's landscape, with unchanged concrete channels, old ornate bridges, rail traffic, and notable landmarks, despite downtown's substantial modernization. During filming, temperatures soared to 110° F, and the cast, including Edmund Gwenn, endured discomfort wearing wool, particularly challenging for him due to advanced arthritis. Despite his struggles, Gwenn's pain was unnoticed by the audience. Joan Weldon shared insights on the challenging shoot, shedding light on the behind-the-scenes experiences of this classic. Ants in this classic kill by injecting formic acid from their stingers. The film's budget couldn't show ants bending to sting victims. Doob Taylor, previously in Gunsmoke, had the starring role in Bonnie and Clyde. His son, Buck Taylor, did Gunsmoke too. Joshua trees in the opening, set in the Mojave Desert near Los Angeles, aren't real trees but symbolize the region. Seen in many a desert scene, they are part of the Lilly family. In 1953, Edmund Gwenn's cousin, Cecil Kellaway, took on a similar role in the film The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, a quest in the 28-game Fallout 3 called those tasks players with exterminating a group of massive fire ants. Additionally, Stephen King mentions the movie in his novelette. These connections between them and other works demonstrate its lasting influence in popular culture. The camera Dr. Pat Medford uses in the helicopter is called a stereorealist. This camera was designed for 3D photography, reflecting the film's original plan as a 3D release. The movie Them boasts a solid 93% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from 57 critic reviews. Mistress Lodge mentions her family's early Sunday routines, including zoo visit. She reveals that her husband made special arrangements with the zookeeper to access these attractions before opening hours, indicating a penchant for early morning adventures. It's likely he utilized similar arrangements for visits to a pony ride or miniature golf course too. In the winter, a man visiting the alcoholic ward claimed he spotted the creatures while the river flowed, hinting at his frequent stays. The decision to utilize LA's underground storm drain tunnels in this classic was inspired by a movie's chase scenes. Ideas of ants invading NYC's subway were abandoned due to financial limits, and a shocked official's response. The pilot character started his journey in Texas, hundreds of miles away from the ants' origin in New Mexico. Flying through a series of locations, he eventually landed near Brownsville, far from his initial point. Engage with fellow movie enthusiasts by sharing your own reflections on the impact of the 1954 film Them. Let's delve into personal experiences and how this classic has shaped our cinematic perspectives. Encourage interaction through likes, shares, and subscriptions for more profound explorations of film. Your stories enrich our community. Let's celebrate the enduring influence of this classic together.